Welcome to Mishna study with Masechet Demai Perek Dalet Mishnah He. Over here, we're going to discuss if a person wants to give Maaser on Shabbat from his Demai. So a guest comes over, he wants to, give the Kohen from the Trumat Maaser that he separated, or he didn't really actually separate it, he only called it spot. Is he allowed to go ahead and give that to the Kohen? So that's what we're going to speak about. Is he allowed to do this on Shabbat? Misha Karashem, the Trumat Maaser Shel Demai, or the Maaser Ani Shel Vadai. לא ייתן בשבת. אם היה כהן או עני לימודים לאכול אצלו, יבואו ויאכלו, ובלבד שיודיעם. So if someone called a name for Trumat Maaser of Demai, meaning what? He called out where it is. So if he has a pile of wheat, he goes on the eastern side of this pile is going to be the Maaser, and 10% of that Maaser, the Trumat Maaser, is going to be all the way on the furthest, the eastern side of the pile. Right? He called out where it is. He didn't actually separate it yet, but he called out the spot. Right? Or he did so for Maaser Ani, Shel Vadai. Right? Again, not Demai, because we're going according to Chachamim in last Mishnah. Right? He called out the spot where Maaser Ani is on regular fruits, not Demai fruits, something that he has to give Maaser Ani for. Right? He calls out where that spot is. Right? It's on the western side of this pile, for example. So, lo yitilem b'Shabbat, right? What does this mean? He can take it in order to give it as a matana. He can't give it as a gift on Shabbat because it's asur to give gifts on Shabbat. This is how Rambam explains this Mishnah. Interestingly enough, this is halacha also today. You're not allowed to give gifts on Shabbat. You're making a kinyan, right? You can't transfer possessions on Shabbat. It's a gezerat hachamim. Right, Mishum Kinyan, which really, you may come to right. It falls under a much bigger understanding, ruling of Hilchot Shabbat. And yeah, I mean, even today, if someone wants to give someone a gift, if I have a gift to get, that I bought for someone, what I will do, because I can't give it to someone on Shabbat, what you can do is give it to someone and say, or go to my wife and say, could you, accept this on behalf of, so and so, and she would accept it on behalf of that person. Right? Because so you're allowed to accept a gift for someone even if they're not there, because that's something they would want. So that's a way out of it. But in general, you're not allowed to give a gift on Shabbat. So too over here, he's not allowed to give these items, these Trumat Maaser, this Maaser Ani, he's not allowed to give them on Shabbat. This is how Rambam explains this Mishnah, by the way, that the problem is giving a gift on Shabbat. I would just point out Rashi has a different understanding. His understanding of this is not because gifting. He says no, because you may come to separate, be torem, actually separate on Shabbat and Yom Tov, and that's not allowed. So he sort of treats this as a gezerah because of Teruma and Maaser, as opposed to Rambam, who explains this as a gezerah because of Shabbat. Okay, now the Mishnah continues. Let's say a Kohen or an Ani who would regularly come and eat by his house. So our Mishnah says, Yavo ve'ochlu. They could come and they could eat. They could come and eat this. Take it for themselves. Take this Maaser Ani and eat by his house. Ubilvad sheyodi'em. As long as he tells them. He must let them know. Why does he need to let them know? So Rambam explains over here, the reasoning is because he's giving them this food. If he doesn't tell them, they're going to think that he's, this person is honoring them. He's taking care of me. He's mechabed me. And what's really happening? By doing so, it's as if he took Trumot and Maasrot and he hosted guests in his house and he used these Trumot and Maasrot or this Maaser Ani for his own personal purposes. Right? It's as if he used them in order to be mechabed, in order to honor someone. So you can't do that unless you tell them. If you tell them, then you're using Maaser Ani for what it's worth. But if the person thinks that it's something else, then that would be asur. Other people explain this because of genevat da'at, right? They're actually, stealing his own knowledge. He's misunderstanding what you're actually doing for him. And Rambam explained this as we explained, right? That he is misusing these tirumot and maasrot, and therefore it's not allowed.